I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone, standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you let me his own, split you like you be alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love to bada Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, and now they took him out to picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Why must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, did you know never to settle? I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. Fists on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many, and the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's word is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
Good afternoon, Facebook family. This is Cece Mahone, the oldest sister of I decided today was the day for me to go live. And the topic of my conversation today is you don't know what you don't know. And the reason I chose that topic was because I didn't know what I didn't know. When I received a phone call from Mr. Ty Best in 2013, he introduced me to Care Bars International. And when he told me there was something he wanted me to take a look at, the first thing that went through my mind was, oh no, not again. I don't want to do another one of those things. And I said, Ty, I belong to the NFL. Well, of course, he knew I wasn't talking about football, but he said, what does that mean? I said, no friends left. I said, and I just didn't want to do another one of those things. But once again, I didn't know what I didn't know. So he told me that with his background, he's a legend in network marketing. So I trusted him, and he said it was free to register for my free gold savings account. So I said, okay. And I did. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I don't have any money to save gold. I'm thinking, you know, gold is very expensive. So how am I going to do that? Still, I didn't know what I didn't know. So I registered for my free gold savings account. And I said, well, I'm not going to do anything, Ty. I'm just going to sign up. Dumb, dumb, dumb. But that's what I said. I'm just being transparent here. So I registered for my free gold savings account in 2013, actually November 2013. I told five people, my sister Demaui, my brother Michael, and my play brother Eddie Jordan, and two other people. And I commenced to stay true to my word and did nothing. Just went on with life, doing what I normally did. I was in childcare. I've been in childcare for probably 40 years, off and on. Had my own daycares. In the meantime, I worked for the airlines. I was a cosmetologist for 22 years. So I just kept on living life. And in the meantime, uh, life just kept on going. And um, the thing I think that turned me around, that shook me up, was that even though Ty Best and I were friends, because I wasn't plugged into Care Bars and he was, he had had a heart attack and I didn't know about it. And when I found out, I was just, really upset me because if I had been plugged in and working my business, I would have known that he had had a heart attack. So then we had what we call the power calls. And the power calls are every morning at 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to everybody who is on the line. Shout out to Karen, and I saw somebody else. I don't have my glasses, so I'm gonna put them on so I can see. Anyway, um, on the power call, there was a power call entitled "Why I Love Care Bars," and I ended up getting on that call and sitting there listening to the people share why they love Care Bars. And as I said before, I had been self-employed probably 40 years at the time, and thinking I had arrived because when you're self-employed, I mean, hey, what else could be better than that? Little did I know, after being in Care Bars, making money while you sleep is better than being self-employed. So anyway, I just kept, sharing. After I got on the call and I heard all these wonderful reasons why I love Care Bars, I had an obligation to share this with everybody that I know and love, because I had found the ultimate vehicle to freedom. Plus, even more important than that, I was dreaming again. I had stopped dreaming and realized that I wasn't dreaming. And I had, there's my sister, Demaui. I'm going to try to bring you on later, Demaui, if I can. Anyway, I had stopped dreaming and just settle for the fact that I was self-employed. I did what I wanted to do. Basically, I went to the Bahamas every year when I wanted to, and I stayed 3 weeks, and my clients were just happy when I came back. So you can get very comfortable. Once again, I didn't know what I didn't know. So fast forward now, it's 2020. In November of this year, I would have been in Care Bars 7 years. And when I stopped to think about what would I be doing right now if I hadn't gotten into Care Bars, because you don't know what you don't know. I retired last May from my long career of taking care of individual families, children, and I was able to come home and work Care Bars full time. My biggest dream now is to, one of my dreams is to share this information with people all over the world because they don't know what they don't know. I didn't know that gold was real money. I thought gold was earrings, jewelry, rings. Some people had it in their teeth, but I didn't know that it was money. I thought, okay, in my mind, and some of you out there might have thought the same thing. I can't get into Care Bars because I don't have any money to buy gold. First of all, we don't buy gold. That's the great thing about Care Bars. We exchange our paper, cash, for money that's gold. So when you're exchanging, if I gave you 4 quarters and you gave me $1, we didn't buy anything, we just exchanged currency. Once again, you don't know what you don't know. So Care Bars has literally changed my life, changed the direction of my life. I have a family of like-minded, wealth-building people all over the world, literally. And to just for that alone, if I didn't make any money in Care Bars, which I'm not saying I'm not, because if you work the business, you will make money in Care Bars. But the fact that I have sisters and brothers and sons and uh, people that I know that care about me and I care about them. This pandemic has really showed a lot of us, or we feel it, that we don't get to see each other in person, but we still know that there's a family. I know that I can get on the phone and call Debbie Nixon. I know that I can call Roz Raines. I know that I can call Sharon Vicks and Ronald Vicks. I know that I can call my sponsor, Ty Best. I know that I can call Michael Dalco. But when you don't know what you don't know, you miss out. So, but I'm saying this over and over again because if you have people that you care about, you have people in your life that you love, would you want them to miss out because they didn't understand? I didn't understand. Damali didn't understand, but she followed me, so she did what I told her to do, but I didn't understand. The other good thing about Care Bars is you don't have to understand and you still can succeed because you're helping other people that don't know what they don't know. So there's people that I've shared this with 6 years ago, 7 years ago. They didn't want to take a look at it. They didn't understand it. This pandemic, my sister Damali calls it the coronation, has caused us to take the time to think about a lot of things. You have time now to think about, ask yourself questions like, what would I do when the unemployment runs out or I don't have a job and I can't go back to work? What will I do? So shout out to T. Denard, Dwight Robinson, Lionel Israel, Rich Cole, Eric DeRay Muhammad. Um, I can't even imagine my life, my sister's life, if it wasn't for Care Bars. We were sisters from birth, born by the same mother. Um, we became friends at a later age because I'm 4 years older than her. But because of Care Bars, we became known as those two sisters. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. But my heart is just full because I just want to stress again that don't give up on people just because you told them. Mr. Best, the networking guru, living legend, he sponsored me. And I still didn't know what I didn't know. So when you have people in your family and your friends and they say, well, I don't know, let me do my research, let them do their research. Let them come 2 days later, a week later, 6 months, 6 years. It doesn't matter because you didn't know what you didn't know. So I want to just invite people to take a second look at this. If you're watching this live stream and you've had somebody to introduce you to Care Bars and you didn't know what you didn't know, take another look at it, call that person, get in touch with them, and let them know that you want to take a second look because the world is changing. It's never going back to the way it was. This modern technology allows us to connect with people, which I'm so grateful for because we've gotten to talk to each other. I miss the hugs and, the in person, seeing people at Let's Go Weekend, but it's still, we can see each other, but we're still connected because we know that it's real. What we have in Care Bars as a family is a real connection. I'm so grateful for our leaders like Sherry Brown and uh, the Browns and Maxine Jones and all the moderators, Kansu, Brother Eric Teray Mohammed. Um, we have we have the best leaders in the world, and we get knowledge, we get inspiration, we get always every day in this company, and we don't pay for it. Just like Carrie Bars, to open up your gold savings account, it's free. FREE. And what you do after you open up your own savings account, it's up to you how much you want to save, how much you want to exchange that cash for real money gold. There's nothing mandatory in Caravan. There's no auto ship that you have to do. I know a lot of you are sitting there and you've been in a lot of companies in the past. I can't even count the companies that me and my sister have been in. But we had to purchase a product. We had to, we had to, excuse me, we had to purchase a product. We had to be on auto ship. We had to maintain a certain amount of we had to do a lot of business each month to maintain our title. But none of that is true in Caravan. You save as much as you want to save, and you share with everybody that you care about. What we're doing is building a legacy for generational legacy for our children's children. We want them to walk into a mansion that our picture is over the fireplace. Have you ever wondered why some people have that over their mantle? Because they left something for their loved ones. We need to build a legacy and then leave a legacy. So I just encourage everyone that you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know what you don't know, get back to the person who cared enough about you to tell you about Care Bars and find out. Get your questions answered. And then register for your free gold savings account. And then you'll thank them later. So I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in. Shout out to everybody who was on the live stream. Even though I put my glasses on, it's going by so fast I couldn't say anything. But shout out to Debbie Nixon. Shout out to my sister Jamali, Sherry Brown, everybody else that was on the live stream. And I just have to stress one more time. Remember, if you're not a part of Karatbars, if you're not a part of this vehicle that's on the way to taking people to freedom, you don't know what you don't know. Have a great day.
If we weren't having a great day, we're having one now. Ready for revolution, peace, and power. Brother Eric Ture Muhammad here with you this morning with the illustrious CeCe Mahone. We want to thank you, Queen, for sharing that beautiful message yesterday. That message was fire, folks. That message was absolutely fire. Yesterday, she did a stream, and it captivated us. We sat, we listened, and then it spawned other streams. People were going out live streaming using the tag, the message, you don't know what you don't know. And then the near the end of it all, Mr. Best came up and he did one himself. Mr. Dalco did one. I mean, everybody it was so inspiring, this commentary from such a legend in our world of wealth building, in our world of Karatbars International. And the family that she talked about, you know, that's what it is. You know, there's a culture associated with this opportunity. And when you look at all that has transpired with pandemic and protests and demonstrations and sheltering in place and, you know, all kind of activity and less activity, unemployment, job loss, job search, so many things are happening right now. And we are all been made still as a test, one, to recognize, or rather, the first test I see is whether we're willing to recognize what the Creator deems important to Him. Because none of us, in spite of all the conspiracies, in spite of all the plans of other people, entities, enemies, that's real, they're here. However, no one had the power to bring the entire world to a halt, to reflect, you see? And this is what you can't lose sight of. You can't lose sight of the fact that they may have a plan as individuals, but God has an ultimate plan, and He is the best of planners. Why are we all still? What is it that He wants us to see? These are those moments where we should be reflecting. We should be paying very close attention to what it is that He wants us to see. I can tell you one great benefit from what I experienced is the reuniting of family. You know, learning family again, falling in love with each other again. All these kind of things that happen because you see things in your children that you weren't able to see because you were always working, or you and the wife were always out grinding, right? And so now you come in, you're too tired to even speak to each other, okay? But this opportunity has literally upset the whole sleep dynamic in a household. People walking around at night, you know, early morning, you know, watching TV or playing their little video games, or some of us on laptops working and grinding. You know, it's an experience in every household. I had a pseudo movie night last night. It was very dear to me. It was so dear that I thought about it this morning. I got up, kissed my wife, said, "Thank you for my pseudo movie night." You know, and it reminded me of things that we were accustomed to doing here and there, had fun, even shared a little war story with one of our daughters. We're sitting down and talking about, she said, "I see the movie ticket of the first movie y'all saw, the first date you went on." And then we went down this whole memory lane piece thing. And it wasn't long for them. You know, it was just a moment of discussion. But for me, it did a whole lot, you know. And so I'm only saying that to say that the talk, everyone deserves to have the talk. And we don't necessarily know what the talk is for each individual. We don't know what it is for each nation. We don't know what it is for any entity. But the truth of the matter is, conversations need to be held. There are perspectives that we need to glean, grow, and learn from. and we're going to get there. So thank you, Sister Cece Mahone, for sharing what you shared of those two sisters. And I can't wait to get you and Maui back on the same platform. I know y'all are fire. Okay, so let's do a little housekeeping rules. You know how we do. Pay yourself first, folks. Pay yourself first. That future of yours will thank you later. All right. So today is the 9th of June. We have one more day before the close of this month in the world of Karatbars. I encourage all of you, by all means, please, all of you, do yourselves a favor and think about your future. Do yourself a favor and think about your future. Think about the end game. I know we have immediate needs. I know they exist, and I'm sure you do as well. And I know that many of us are juggling as to how we're going to get through those particular needs. However, when you get through those needs, the future of your babies and our babies' babies and their babies' babies are still there. The needs are still need to be met. And we have to understand why we're in the world in this hour. We need to know it for what it is and move accordingly. Now, why do I say it like that? Well, as wealth builders, number one, we've been given God's gold. Who else can say that? You know, our governments and open enemies, they can't say it. They stole it. They took it. But God gave it to us. Who else can say that? I want you to think about that now. Yes, in histories of old, you had the great Malian Empire, Mansa Musa, the wealthiest man to have ever lived on the planet. Right? You know, and we have histories of great wealth and amassed riches in our legacies. Okay, that was there as a birthright. But then someone came along and broke it up and stole it. And it went on. 1844, the Balfour Declaration came along. And that declaration decided that they were going to carve up Africa. You know, they were going to carve it up like a jigsaw puzzle and decide who would be over what. So Africa's still the wealthiest continent on the planet, but the resources don't benefit the continent because someone else has extracted them. Take them out to Europe, take them out to Belgium. Belgium's in Europe. Take them off to Asia and other places and then sell it back to the continent. Hundreds and thousands % times its price. The IMF, it stands for International Monetary Fund. But if you ever lived in some of the homes and countries that I've lived in, we had another name for IMF. I'll let you figure that one out yourself. Okay? But today, all the thieves and robbers are at the table trying to justify how they're going to overtake the other. Think about it. The wars and the rumors of wars are against people who want the spoils of each other's wars, who want the booty or the prize. And in the midst of all that confusion, in the midst of all these failing economies, in the midst of all this decline of the paper, the cotton, God has found a way to give us back and restore back to us what belongs to us. His money being his people. Straight up. Straight up. This is the talk. Okay, think about it. We did not know what we didn't know. So we worked and toiled and we got our trainings and we got our degrees and we got immersed into the society that we knew. And we didn't know there was another one in front of us. We didn't know there was another one in store for us. We didn't know that the promise that we read about all the days of our lives in scriptures applied to us. And while the great nations that we marvel over and drool dropped over, the celebrities, the sport and play and you know, all these things that we marveled over have come to a halt, to a no. Everybody's being made to recognize where they are. I was blessed to talk with Cece yesterday afternoon, and let me confess, she didn't know I was going to play this. She didn't know, but I was so moved by it. I went back to it a few times. I had to share it. I really had to share it for those who may not have caught it. And listen, go to each other's pages, study each other, share with each other. You know, I went to a page, I pulled it, and I discovered on her page while I was perusing that Cherie Hollywood Hicks has a book. She has a book out. Cherie, how come you never told me? You know, we go back like spinal cords. Anyway, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to research it, and I'm going to share again the information that Sister Cece shared on her timeline. I visit us as Wealth Builders. I do. We don't get to go out. You heard her talk about it. And so what do I do? The next best thing, if you're not able to get on the phone, you have the social media platform. You know the pages. Go to the pages. Send a little message of love and unity. Look through. There might be information she don't have time, or others may not have time to relay to us directly, but we might find it on the timeline. I mean, it's amazing when we utilize communication in the way that is most necessary to use. So, you know, big ups to all of you who understand that you're here for a purpose, a season, and a reason. And big ups to all of you who are willing to embrace that opportunity and get cracking, you know. So for those who are on this stream that are unfamiliar with Karatbars International and would like to know more about how you can earn 5 times a month in your home, saving your money in gold, you might want to shout us out. Get back to the one who introduced the opportunity to you. You really might want to shout us out. Okay. And then, of course, today is the power call, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. And that call will join today. Today is Tuesday. So we have Sister Maxine Jones, the Golden Voice. She'll be conducting that call at 10:45. And then at 12 noon, I will be live doing the live event, the wealth building presentation, also on Gold Rocks, www.goldrocks.info. And 9 p.m. this evening, Brother Al Murray is in the house, the coach of coaches. He'll be on goldrocks.info tonight at 9 p.m. Okay, several things going on in our world. I don't want you to sleep on any of them, because also at 9 p.m. on the Kafani Radio Facebook page, I'm there with the Gold is Gold show, and I'm blessed to be a part of the Red Pill. They say revelation, I say revolution. This is the RME, y'all, the Real Money Entourage. Chris Cade, you know, Sister Alicia Marshall, and Sister Toshin. Man, I'm so thrilled to be a part of that platform, and everybody needs to share it everywhere and let everyone know that tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on California Radio, the Red Pill Revolution is on, and it's entirely up to you to decide which pill you want. I'm going to tell you straight up, I took the pill they took. I took the pill they took. So you know I'm amped and ready to go. Okay, family, here's the talk. Wealth is a mindset. We discussed that a little bit yesterday. I appreciate all of you putting up with much of the technical difficulties that we had attempting to share that message. I'm just convinced it wasn't an enemy. I just think it was divine intervention not to drop all the apples out of the basket, letting them roll into the gutter. I think it was just divine intervention. However, wealth is a mindset. And in that mindset, we have to know how to grow it, protect it, earn it, share it. So we have an open house today. This is the third week of the 90-day run to wealth, and many of us experienced tremendous victories. Please, if you have not, check your emails, those who enrolled, check your emails and check your text messages for the book that I shared with you, the ebook, The Millionaire Booklet. Okay, that is our gift to you. Go through that book, use it at your leisure. All right, but today, June 9th, 6 p.m. Eastern, a special open class for the 90-day run to wealth. That means all of you who have been a part of it, invite your teams. Invite everybody, if you sponsored, invite everybody in your downlines to the open meeting to be received by our special guests that I still have not announced. It's just that good. Okay. And in our family, we have a tradition where they say, you know, you can't hold water. You're going to tell somebody. I ain't told nobody. Not this time. All right. So the Zoom meeting ID is 814-1730-8223 for that presentation. So screenshot it, share it with people, post it on your streams. I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful rock and shock the house moment. Okay, so that's tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, a special open class for the 90-day run to wealth. All of you are welcome to attend. Please bring your teams. Allow your teams to see that you know more than what they speculate, and help them, help others, help themselves. I mean, that's part of the communication. That's part of the talk, right? Right? I'm just asking. I'm just checking. You know, so I really, truly thank y'all for being a part of this class, and it's been met with enormous success. Enormous success. All right. So stay plugged into all of your trainings. Stay plugged into all of the trainings and know they're available to us. Know that we can grow ourselves, because the more we learn, the more we can express. Now, with that being said, let me say this. The real power that I saw in the stream from Sister Cece had a lot to do with the embracing of family, what we were truly given in this opportunity. Think about it. There are many of us as wealth builders who necessarily don't have family to brag about. Some of us came in this opportunity alone, not lonely, but alone. And because we were willing to step out and go above and beyond the script, the norm, the paradigm, the box, God found favor on us and gave us a whole nother family on the other side. And this other side, by the way, is the other side of money, folk. It's the other side of money. We're going somewhere. We're going to be somewhere in just a few days that's going to knock us all off our feet. Tomorrow, we have a corporate meeting presented on YouTube. Check your back office for the information and learn about the new products and the revelations and the innovations coming out of your world of Karatbars. Yesterday, many of us got paid in gold. In gold. It was earned, but it's still free to me because I didn't have to come out my pocket for it. It was a matter of communicating a message, having a talk with people, and being rewarded for it. This is the greatest passive residual income program that could have ever come. Look, you share an opportunity with someone, and then you share it with another. You share it with another. Some of those will say, yeah, I'm interested, and you share with them your link. Some of those will say, no, I'm not interested right now. Okay, you mind if I get back to you later at some point to check on you again? You keep moving. Go on to the next one, and on to the next one, and on to the next one. And watch what happens. Your organization grows. And as people duplicate what you do, you get gold match for it. That's what we received yesterday. You get commission for it, direct commissions, whether they're your first, second, or third. And if they get paid for what they've done with dual team payouts, you get a matching cash commission. Did I mention the goal that we got yesterday? Some of us got so much we couldn't even get on the power call and tell it, because somebody might try to visit us. It went to our account, folks. It went to our accounts. So the conversations that we have, these conversations have to be conversations of substance. How can they be conversations of substance when you don't know what you don't know? You see, the power in what Sister Cece shared on a platform that has the potential to reach 2.7 to 3.1 billion people on a daily basis is that somebody is able to relate to that message. And that somebody may sign up with you and then turn around and sign up 500 other people. You see? Any man can count the amount of seeds in an apple, but only God can count the amount of apples in a seed. I submit to you that what Sister Cece shared and what many of us will develop the courage to share is a seed. Now, here's the power of the seeds. Okay? Any of you ever have a lawn and you have to seed the lawn, to get it ready for the season of growth? Well, sometimes if you're in urban cities, metropolitan cities, your lawn, well, however big or small, I mean, trees grow out of concrete in some cities. You seed your grass. Well, some of it lands in the soil you intended for. Some of it lands on the hard stone sidewalk. Okay? You go on about your business, and a buzzard will come and snatch up the seeds on the sidewalk and go on about their business. Or the rain may come and scatter those seeds into the gutter, and those seeds now run down the stream and end up in a marsh field somewhere. Or there may be some birds, not so much necessarily a prey like the buzzards, but it may be some birds who come around and they scoop it up along with the worm and take it back to the nest for their young. Those that go back to the nest for the young, they grow strength and they go out and branch out. They get kicked out the nest and they learn to fly on their own, right? They learn to gather their own seeds, but they build a nest based off of the nurturing they receive from the seed. I want you to think about it. Those seeds that run down into the gutter, they still land in fertilely rich areas of marsh, and they begin to sprout and grow. Now, the buzzard's a different story. This cat was just in it for himself. He came, ate it, pooped it out. It was over. He ain't growing nothing because he was too self-centered, egotistical, and selfish. That's the buzzard. But don't forget your lawn. Your lawn sends a root down before it sends a shoot of grass up. Before a blade of grass even comes up, the roots go so far down into the soil to continue the nurturing, to root itself to the foundation, to make it strong and healthy as it comes above ground when it breaks ground. But wait, what about the bird that ate the seed and flew to the other nest and flew to the other areas? Well, Sister Cece's message went out. Somebody scooped that message and they shared it on their platform in Ghana, or shared it on their platform in Romania, or shared it on their platform in China, or shared it on their platform in Vietnam. You see? And it takes root wherever it went because the nourishment for that message is lifelong and long lasting because the message was rooted in God's money. It's God's seed. I know you say real estate is a way to go. I don't doubt it. There are many of us that are involved in real estate right now, and the real estate is real. Gold is also real estate. Gold came from the same earth that you're looking to build a land on. And when you utilize it successfully, you don't even have to give up the gold. You just allow yourself to leverage yourself with the gold to communicate another medium of exchange to secure the land. Yeah, we need vehicles. We need tools to deal out of the abundance. That's right, Sister Pam. To deal out of the abundance that we've been given. And we have it here. Straight up. This is the talk. This is the talk. Abundance is our birthright. It is our birthright. And the more we share with each other, I encourage all of you to find her stream, Sister Cece, and share it out. Find the stream that Roz Range did last week. Blew my mind. Share it out. Take these streams that all of us do and share them out and put your referral link on them. Take the streams of Mr. Best. Take the streams of Mr. Dalco. Take the streams. The conversation is out there for you to build upon. This is the greatest congregational prayer moment that you can have. Think about this. I was blessed to have a conversation with one of our senior partners, Bishop Ernest Sutton. Okay, Bishop Sutton and I were talking early on in the pandemic, the scourge of it, and we were doing YouTube presentations together, the quarantine life, and we did a presentation here together in the earlier episodes of Classes in Session. And when he made this observation about those who are sincere about carrying the word of God, he talked about how, yeah, we were sort of satisfied, some of us, having 1,200, 1,500 people come out to our edifices and hearing the word on a Saturday or a Sunday or whenever the meetings were held. We were very happy with the tithing and the giving and offerings that helped to secure the edifice and secure the pastors and the boards and what have you, and handle the expenses of the buildings. Look how he was blessed. His church, who his son primarily presides over, they all became a part of Karatbars. They have no debt. Their deed can be burned in a nice little party because they paid off the properties. And when the pandemic hit, they learned to communicate in another way by sharing the service over the internet, online. I receive their services on a weekly. Guess what? There may have been 900 or 1,200 people that comes to his building, but he's talking to 15,000 or more people over the internet. They all can't fit in the building. Where's the real church? Where's the real spiritual center? Where's the real temple? Where's the real synagogue? Where's the real mosque? Where's the centeredness? I didn't understand it before. I was traveling with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan one year, and he was in a discussion where some religious scholars were challenging how he and Blacks in America prayed. They asked him, "Brother, do you face the east in your prayers?" He said, when God is center of your life, yes, when you can face the east, face the east. But when he's centered in your life, he is with you in all the directions, north, east, west, south. If he's center, he is your compass. And if you call on him, he will guide your steps. Whew. He told me one day, he said, "Brother, this is you. And this is Allah." He said, as long as you're with Allah, meaning God, as long as you're with Allah, he runs with you like this. This is God. This is you. So you're in the mosque, you're in the church, you're in the synagogue, you're in the groups. And as long as you seek to be one with God, God runs with you. Now here comes a challenge, he says. When it's time for you to burst forth from your house of worship, now God is with you like this. He's with you like this inside the house because you're protected by the laws, the rules of conduct, the ways, the norways, the norms and abnorms. You're protected inside the house, but now you're branching out into a world. and he's with you like this. We come out of prison, he's with you like this. We come out of schools, he's with you like this. And this is where you have to be careful. If you do not keep Allah out front, you think God is with you going this way when he's actually going this way. He said, keep them always out front. So where's the true house? I spoke at ITC in Atlanta as a young Muslim almost 40 years ago. And I was being attacked there because people don't know what they don't know. I said to Brother Minister Farrakhan and Brother Minister Abdul Rahman Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him, I shared with them about how I was invited to speak at the Interdenominational Theological Seminary. My brother was in school there, Raul, and I'm sharing with them, and the Rock just laughed, you know. And he said, what you think, Rock? He said, oh, they're going to eat him alive, Brother Minister. They don't want to talk to you about nothing universal, brother. They want to beat you down for being a Mohammedan. You'll see. I said, well, no, I won't go, because who wants to go into a fight knowing they're going to get hit? I was cool with not going. And the minister said, no, brother, go. If you really believe that there's something to be gained from this, go ahead. Worst case scenario will be an experience. Well, I went. And I don't know why Allah moved me to want to speak last. They asked me, did I want to speak first? I said, no, I'll speak last. I really want to hear a word. And it's true. I wanted to hear a word. And from after the brother who invited me, after he spoke and did the welcome, the only one that didn't beat me down, who was also a guest, was Reverend Joseph Lowry. And they went on to talk about Mohammedans and the Muslims and the Muslims and the Muslims and the Islamicists. Then they went on to talk about how, now, mind you, now I'm in the Black Bible Belt and I'm deeply entrenched in Christian communities. And I understand that they don't understand. That was my blessing. I understood it walking in because I was a Christian too. And I'm taught in our Islam that you can't be a Christian without being a good Muslim. And you can't be a good Muslim if you're not a good Christian. Yeah, y'all get that about 2 a.m. So I'm in there and they're going off. And the last 2 or so pastors or students said, the only thing I want to hear you do is bow, look up to the heavens and repent. I was like, wow, they're really going for it now. And I didn't know what I was going to say. But the man stood in front and he's talking about the whole world is engulfed with this and the whole world is engulfed with that and the whole world is engulfed with this. And he kept going round and round with his finger. And he kept saying the world. So I saw the planet in my mind. So I stood up and they had a dry erase board in there. Well, not a dry erase, it was a chalkboard. And I said, can I use that? I said, I heard all that you all had to say. Thank you for your wonderful admonishments and recommendations. But if you can answer this question for me in honesty and earnest, I'll denounce my God and come to you. I said, fair enough. I didn't know I was closing. And I said, Pastor, you talking about all around the world, how we just need to get on our knees and thank God for the wonder and seeing the wonders of his world, the splendors of his universe, you said. And I agree with that. And you're telling me that if I get on my knees. I should get on my knees and repent and beg God's forgiveness and come back to him. Well, if there's room for that, if it makes sense, well, we're going to find out, because this is my commitment. I said, the earth is round, and I drew the circle. I said, the earth has directions: north, south, east, and west. And you're telling me I need to get on my knees and look up to the heavens. Well, if I'm in the east, up is that way. If I'm in the west, up is that way. If I'm in the south, up is that way. So if you can prove to me which way is up, I'll denounce my belief. And I sat down, and it was so quiet in there, you can hear a rat pee on cotton. God blessed me with that. We came through that. I've been back several times after that. We've had wonderful conferences and things. No one even remembers. But when God is center of your life, the conversation, the talk will come. And when you have an opportunity like this and you want to communicate it to people, you can be afraid. It's all right. You can be intimidated some. That's okay. But encourage yourself to be of courage and share it and go in his name and watch how he blesses your words. CeCe Mahone. Watch how he blesses your words. Roz Range. Watch how he blesses your words, Brother Maurice. Watch how he blesses your words, Brother Abdul, Brother T.A. Abdul rather. Watch how he blesses your words to communicate his opportunity, because he chose you to be in it. That's my talk for today. I got to bounce, y'all, because Sister Lakeisha McKnight is doing a thing, and I'm going to catch it before she close out. And then I'm going to jump over to Brother Kansu, Hotep Atom, and then I'm going to be on that mighty Turn Up Tuesday power call with Sister Maxine Jones. And at 12 noon, I'm doing the live stream on Gold Rocks, giving the live wealth building presentation. I pray God that all of you bring your guests, join me there. And thank y'all so much for honoring me with the honor of being your brother and sharing this message with you this morning on Class is in Session. Peace and power. Do your streams. Let me share them. Let me show the greatness that is amongst us in Wealth Builders Worldwide. Peace and power. Forward.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. And change. Yeah. Big Snoop Dogg. Coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world, divided, bring forward, unite. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to play. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Brother, what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenish ya, finish ya. Opposite of sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world. No fights, no wars, so let's learn to play. Let's change the world. 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 Let's make hope for the future. future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, the war ain't overseas, it's at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs and some colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfish, you wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'ma hustle and tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yet we battle the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world. If only we fight united. Let's change the world. No fight, no war, so let's learn to live. Let's change the world. 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 Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House, back to the castle with the minister. No doubt, shoes at the front door. Love is what you come for. Let's get it right, unite, but do it
Let's
first.
change the world. If only we fight united. Let's change the world. No fights, no wars, so let's learn to live. Let's change the world. 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 Let's make hope for the future.